So what was the message? What was the message that you knew you had to share with the world?
That you can be present in your life while still being productive. And I feel like we often think those things are counters and that they're opposite ends and that you can only have one and not both. But I have found that you can do both. And so that is what I want people to understand. You know, you can have job love. You can be really productive. You can be a rock star in your career. And you can be home for dinner with your kids and make it to their softball games and cherish a moment with your grandmother. Like all that is possible. What that ultimately boiled down to is I created a folding piece of paper. And that folding piece of paper was a way to map out my entire week, utilizing a lot of great time management practices and theories, and then fold that down to only have to look at one day at a time. And that piece of paper that started just on the scratch pieces of paper, random things as I was having overwhelming anxiety about how do I get it together. That became the cornerstone of my business. That product started it all. And then I eventually created a companion piece to that, which is a 14-month calendar and a notebook in one, because I tried really hard to find that tool again, because I go back to, I learned so much about efficiency and productivity and time management. And I wanted tools that supported those philosophies and could not find them, so ultimately created them. And so the reason the business is called Origami Day and that folding paper is because that first piece of paper, the tool that saved my life really, was a folding 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And then the other piece is I grew up in a Japanese American home, and origami is the Japanese word for folding paper, or the beautiful fold. And it was a way, part of the Japanese culture is to pay respect to your ancestors. And so this was a way I felt that I could do it. It all just felt too much like the right fit. Everyone wants work-life balance. I think somewhere we all forgot when we worked for someone else, we thought, well, they just need me to work all the time and all they care about is work. When the reality is everyone just wants to live a better life. I mean, it's human nature. And so part of what I really focus on is having more of the conversation within companies to help people realize that we're all in the same place, trying to walk the same direction. We want the same thing. And then part of that too is helping people connect with the reality of time. I really encourage companies to have the conversations and let's expectation set. Let's get on the same page. Let's make sure that instead of me thinking that you need a response from something right away, let's talk about when you need that response. Or instead of me thinking that just because you've brought me a new task, it has to happen right now, like that may not be where that boss is coming from. So communicating those expectations helps to prevent self-induced pressure that causes people to burn out.